Hello everybody. Today we are to start with another topic, that is the Tempest. We know that we have already completed Tempest. How far? The whole Act 1 is done. Act 1, Scene 1 and Scene 2 are done. And if you want the explanation, you can obviously visit the other links that will be attached above, so that you can follow the scenes that we have already completed. Because we have already completed Act 1, Scene 1 and Scene 2, today's topic is sorry, we will be discussing the questions and answers of which scene, because we have already done Act 1, Scene 1, Scene 2 both. First we will do Act 1, Scene 1, because first comes first, Scene 1 comes first. So first we will discuss all important questions from here, then we will move on to Act 1, Scene 2, and that is a huge scene, so we will slowly divide it into parts and do the whole thing. If you have not followed the main explanation, do follow the link given above. From there you listen to the explanation and then come back over here so that you can know all the important questions which are to be done. Okay, so let's begin.
Let's follow. Okay, first one. Gonzalo is saying, "Good, yet remember whom thou hast aboard." Bosun. None that I more love than myself. You are a counselor. If you can command these elements to silence and work the peace of the present, we will not hand a rope more. Use your authority. If you cannot, give thanks you have lived so long, and make yourself ready in your cabin for the mischance of the hour, if it so hap. Cheerly, good hearts, out of our way, I say. So we see Bosun is extremely angry. He constantly wants, "Arey jao yahan se, why are you bothering us? We want to work. If you cannot control the storm and the sea, so let us handle it." Nobody is listening to him. Question number 1. What has the bosun said just before the extract about these people? You'll get the answers here only. The bosun had said that the sea and its high waves do not bother whether the king or his men are on board. So it does not matter to them. It does not matter to the waves or the wind that whether there is the king or somebody else on the ship. So they should keep to their cabins and not disturb the sailors while they are trying hard to control the ship during the storm. So you see, why are you disturbing them? When you cannot control the ship, when you cannot control the sea or the storm, when although you are the king's advisor, the sea and the storm is not going to listen to you, then why bother us? Let us control. Question number 2. What does the bosun request Gonzalo to do? Bosun asks Gonzalo to use his authority as he was the king's advisor. So you see, you are the king's advisor, so you can, I think you are so capable that everybody should listen to you. This is just a sarcasm, okay? Just like, okay, you are so proud of yourself, so now control the sea and the ship. If the sea and the storm listened to him, bosun would put his ropes and take rest. Put down his ropes. That means if Gonzalo can control the ship and the sea, then the bosun would not be angry so much, would not bother. He'll just set down the ropes and go away. If Gonzalo could not control the storm and the sea, he should be grateful that he lived so long and go pray in the cabin. So if he cannot do it, if Gonzalo cannot control the ship, then he should just go to the cabin and just wait there and take rest, or just pray to God that "Bachalo mujhe, I don't want to die today," and also preparing to die soon. Coming to the second extract, I have great, whatever questions I am doing here, those are important. So you can write them down somewhere, or you can just prepare from here if you want. Next, I have great comfort from this fellow. Methinks he hath no drowning mark upon him. His complexion is perfect gallows. Stand fast, good fate, to his hanging. Make the rope of his destiny our cable. For our own doth little advantage. So you see, I want that he should not die by drowning, because if he dies by drowning, then it is we will also be dying. So it is better that he is so rude, and it is okay that he is so rude that he will be hung someday by the king maybe. Okay, so there is no drowning mark over there on his face. So if he is saved from drowning, then indirectly we will also be saved. Question number 1. Who is this fellow? We all know this fellow is the bosun. Question number 2. Why does Gonzalo have great comfort from him? So here once I'll remind, if you are following my channel and if you are liking the videos and if you are benefiting from them, try to share it with all and everybody so that they can also benefit, and do hit the like button if you like it and subscribe it. Okay, let's continue. Why does Gonzalo have great comfort from him? Gonzalo sarcastically says that he has great, this is sarcasm. Oh, you see, we are not going to die because over there this man is not going to die because he is so rude that it may be written in his fate that he is going to be hung someday in the gallows. So he is not going to die by drowning. So if he is saved, we are saved. That's written over here. As the bosun has the mark of a person who is meant for going on gallows for the crime of misbehavior, he has no mark of drowning. This indirectly gives Gonzalo comfort as the rope of his destiny is their lifeline. So if he is saved, if he is ready, he is to be hung someday, that means he is not going to drown today. So that rope that with which he will be hung, that rope will strengthen the life of these people on board. Okay, if he does not die, they will also not die. I hope this is clear. Bosun, down with the topmast chair, lower, lower, bring her to try with main course, a cry within, a plague upon this howling, they are louder than the weather or our office, re-enter Sebastian, Antonio, Gonzalo. Yet again, what do you hear? Shall we give over and drown, have you mind to sink? Sebastian, a pox of your throat, you bawling, blasphemous, incharitable dog. So he keeps on, misbehaving with this man bosun. Although he's trying hard to control the ship, they are not bothered about that. They are not even loyal to that. They keep on misbehaving and using bad words to him. Question number 1. Judging from his speech, what sort of man is bosun? What kind of a man is this bosun? The bosun is a man who is unafraid of royal men. People are normally afraid of royal people. है ना कि Baba, this is the king or this is the government, this is the prime minister of a country. We are not going to speak against him. Otherwise, don't know what will happen. But this man is unafraid. He knows that he is doing what he can do best. He speaks rudely as the ship is at high risk during the storm and he requires full concentration to save the same people on board. He knows that he is doing what he can do best. He is trying to save the people on board. He can do this much, he is doing that much. So why he should be afraid? When you are doing your work properly, when you are ethically right, then why to be afraid? He is not afraid. So he is a responsible man. We can call him a very responsible man. Coming to the second question, who are Sebastian, Antonio and Gonzalo? Who are these people? We have already discussed in Act 1, Scene 1. You can follow on the link. Sebastian is a brother of Alonso, the king of Naples. Antonio is the present Duke of Milan, the brother of Prospero. And Gonzalo is an advisor of the king. Okay. Question number 3. Compare the character of Sebastian with that of Gonzalo. Sebastian speaks rudely to bosun as he feels that the man was misbehaving with royal people. Why is Sebastian speaking rudely with bosun? Because he thinks, Acha, I am the king's brother and you cannot misbehave, you cannot just misbehave with me. That is why he is behaving rudely to the bosun. He is too aware of his standard. He is like, okay, I am the king's brother, you can never misbehave with me, like that. So, but Gonzalo on the other hand keeps his cool and uses his great sense of humor. You have to point out this one. He has a lot of humor, he is speaking like that, okay, he is going to the gallows because of his rude behavior. Who can do this when somebody is dying? When somebody, soon there will be a shipwreck or something. But Gonzalo still holds on to that humor. In Titanic we saw, there were people playing violin. Okay, that is what they are holding on to, their sense of humor or to the music, so that other people, their stress is reduced to some extent. What does Gonzalo wish for at the end of the scene? Why? Gonzalo says that his only wish before dying is to exchange 1,000 furlongs of sea for an acre of land. He says that, okay, if I got 1 acre of land, I could give a huge amount of, water, because all around there is water only. In a sea, what do you see? All around pani everywhere. So I can give you a lot of water. In exchange, I just want a bit of land. I don't bother if it is barren or overgrown. If nothing grows over there or if a lot of vegetation is possible over there, I don't care about that. I just want to die on a dry land and not in the sea. Okay. Coming to the last bonus question of today. Explain, blow till thou burst thy wind if room enough. I think this is only the single difficult line in this full scene. The other one is that what kind of humor is Gonzalo trying to frame over here. There I have already given you the answer about the rope, about not dying by drowning because he has a mark on his head that he will be taken to the gallows because of his rude behavior. That I have already discussed here. Other one is this line, which is a bit difficult. You will say the explanation of this line. The bosun is addressing the storm to blow as much as it wants. He says, continue, using all your power to hit us, the storm. Okay, hit us with all your power. and we will keep fighting that. Okay, we say na, like, yo, we are going to do it, we are going to fight it. The sailors would keep battling it provided there is enough space in the sea. So the sailor says, yes, we will do it, we will keep on fighting. Okay, until there is no space in the sea, until there is no space to move, we will keep on fighting the storm. Okay, so here we come to an end with all the difficult questions of Act 1, Scene 1. I hope this part is clear to you, and further clear because we have already discussed the line by line explanation of the scene. So this part I hope it's clear to you, and it's easy also, and you will see all the questions, you'll jot them down if required, and then we will move on to Act 1, Scene 2 difficult questions in other chapters. Okay, so here we come to the end of today's topic, and I hope you have loved it. If you have loved it, please hit the like button and do subscribe to my channel, and thank you so much for being with me. Bye bye everybody.